have to be forced at some point to cut back on what we do or change our, have really some radical changes in how we do things. How we get our energy, how we use our energy, how we interact with nature. I mean, we got COVID, right? One of the reasons COVID jumped from animals to humans is because we're crowding out the wildlife. We're pushing them. We're taking up their space. They got nowhere to go, so they're more closer in contact with humans. Okay, this is true of other diseases too.
Yeah.
So there's all these things happening, and I don't know if we're going to be able to change that by just saying, "Hey, well, let's be more aware and let's."
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg. That guy is Chris. And Chris, what do you have for not only me, for everyone out there today?
Okay, I've got a song that's been dropped in the comments several times. It's by Aurora, and the name of it is "The Seed."
Oh,
You've
wow.
probably seen it mentioned in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, so give it a listen and let me know.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Because I've seen this song dropped in many of those threads and from many people. And there's a particular concert that they're saying, react, listen, do that song, but in this concert, in this whatever. Is that the video that you're going to give me? Or you don't want to tell me that?
I don't want to tell you that. You'll find out.
All right. I hope you gave me that one because I think people were very like, you got to listen to, I think it's the Haik or Hawk, whatever, Haik, I think. But of course, you are like tight-lipped.
Right.
All right. I'll find out.
Okay.
I'll come back.
All right.
Well, maybe I won't come back.
I'll find out.
Nothing says I have to come back. I'll come back. That's beautiful.
Just like the seed, I don't know where to go. Through dark and shadow I go. I am reaching light through the struggle. And just like the seed, I'm chasing the wonder. I unravel myself in slow motion. Just like the sea, everything wants to live. We are burning our fingers, but we let it forget. me pray. Feed me sunlight, feed me air. Feed me truth and feed me prayer.
Okay, I think I stopped it right at the very end. Otherwise, it goes into commercial. um, wow, it was a gorgeous song. It was a great performance. It was riveting, and I caught the lyrics, inspiring. Um, Definitely a lot of truth to what she's singing. And I had read. Well, I guess I'll save this part for Chris. How you doing?
I'm fine. How you doing? Are you a better person now that you've listened to this?
Oh yeah, it was
Are
another.
you enlightened?
Oh, it was another great Aurora performance. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So definitely it was the Haik. I think if hopefully I'm pronouncing that. The video
Haik, yeah.
Haik. Yeah, something you wouldn't tell me up on the other side, but
Right.
I think that'll make a lot of people happy. Made me happy because not only was the music really really good, but just visually, the camera work, very interesting. She was out in the forest and just you know just the background,
Yeah.
just the greenery and the trees
Yeah.
and all like that. And it definitely matched with what she was singing about too.
Well, yeah.
That you can't eat money. Oh no, you cannot eat money. Oh no.
Actually, you can. It just doesn't taste good.
Right, right.
You got to get your roughage. So
Right. Yeah.
not
I wouldn't
close.
advise them eating money. Yeah. And talking about when the last tree has fallen and the river has been poisoned. Um, feed me. Yeah. I mean, so you could definitely. It was just the right setting for that song.
Yeah.
And yeah, her voice was typical strong Aurora voice. Um, musically, the
Mhm.
song was really interesting. It was
So did
really
you
good.
follow the lyrics, or did you just like you heard?
Oh yeah, I wrote some again. Like you cannot eat
Okay.
when the last tree has fallen and the river has
Right.
been
And
poisoned.
that
Yeah.
is taken from apparently a famous proverb. That's I think it's a Native American proverb. I looked it up. I couldn't really track it down that far. So we'll go with that. That's the Native American proverb
Okay.
that goes something to the effect of, when the last tree has been cut down, the last fish caught, the last river poisoned, only then will we realize that one cannot eat money. So,
Yeah.
so you want to talk about the lyrics, or you want to talk about the music right now?
I think the content is equally interesting, right? But
Okay.
we'll start with the music.
Yeah.
It was just really interesting how early on, I guess, the choir comes sort of from behind the trees, the bushes,
Mhm.
and you could tell that she was like surprised. She had a surprised look, and my understanding is that she didn't know that that was going to happen. So that was really interesting, that she was just kind of taken by surprise, but yes, she kept her sort of her wits about her. She's singing because she's performing, and
Mhm.
it actually seemed to energize her. It seemed to even, not that she was energized before, but just then she's kind of moving around, and just you could just I could tell, that it was like that extra sort of, just pump of adrenaline that was flowing through her,
Mhm.
just reacting to this choir that was just, you know, belting it out, powerful. Um, and they were just working together. So that was really cool watching that. And Like I said, the camera work, the music, well, yeah, it was just, it was powerful, it just
Mhm.
really was. I mean, powerful in a way of just, just the arrangement. Um, there was a lot of sound, I mean, I don't know how they got that, being out, in the wilderness,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, I was
sure,
wondering about that too.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure there's an explanation as to how they captured all that sound,
Yeah.
so that you're not really hearing any of the outside stuff. That seems to be kind of like par for the course, I think, for like the other performances that she's done, like in the radio stations and like that, where these sounds, like what's coming from her and her
Mhm.
band, the music is as though it's coming right out of the studio, being produced
Yeah.
and stuff like
I mean,
that.
could
So
you imagine if like there's this really loud crow lands on a branch nearby? Just caw, caw. They'd be like, they'd be like, yeah, we love nature and all, but we got to shoot that thing out of the tree.
no, because Aurora speaks to nature, and
Just
she
piece of nature.
and the birds are like, shh, Aurora's singing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
everybody, even the animals in the forest were just like
yeah.
completely, like the bears are hanging out and they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. But anyway, I, so
She's
that's
like Tarzan. She just does the yell, and all the animals.
yeah, she could just
Yeah,
yeah. But it was just a wonderful listen, a wonderful watch. Um,
yeah.
and it just goes again, another song on the you know, Aurora
On
thumbs
the
up
Aurora
list.
list, yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
just say,
So talk about yeah, go ahead.
yeah, this is a relatively new song. I don't know if it's a new song, but as far as it when it came out, this at least this version, no, maybe not this version. Studio album um, came out in 2019 on an album called "A Different Kind of Human," Step
Okay.
Two. Um, Now, as far as the music goes, I've got to say it's not out of the songs we've heard from her. I wouldn't put this in the half that are the better songs. There's nothing wrong with it. I just wasn't crazy about the musical part of the chorus. It was very powerful, and I loved what it said, but I just did not like that chorus. Just the melody. Um, but I really do. I really like the words. Okay,
Yeah.
and so she said, well, I got a couple of things here about what she has said about the song, or what Aurora has said.
Right.
One of the things is she said, "I'm missing anger in the youth, not the blind rage pointed towards all and nothing, but the kind of rage that wakes you up in the morning, the kind of rage that inspires you to do something with the power you have in you. So I made a song." Now,
Wow.
that's great.
Yeah.
And this might be a little tough because we did another Aurora song, can't remember which one, and I was saying something about her activism and something about the environment, and I said something about, I don't know if it made it to the final edit. I opined about how I feel about how Americans look at climate change and look at how we're the devastation we do on the earth, both those things. Okay. And so I don't think it should be a political thing, but here it is, right? So I just, when I was looking at the lyrics for this, and I've thought about this before, that there's no way in hell, okay, that humans are voluntarily going to cut back on their lifestyles in order to save the environment. In my opinion, it doesn't matter how many people are, you raise their awareness, big on raising awareness. Okay, so you're aware of it. What have you changed? I haven't done anything. I could recycle, I could do this and that, but is it going to make a big dent in things? I mean, I think that's commendable to do those things, but is it just a gesture that's not going to really change anything? So I think that, we're going to have to be forced at some point to cut back on what we do or change our, have really some radical changes in how we do things, how we get our energy, how we use our energy, how we interact with nature. I mean, we got COVID, right? One of the reasons COVID jumped from animals to humans is because we're crowding out the wildlife. We're pushing them, we're taking up their space. They got nowhere to go. So they're closer in contact with humans. Okay, this is true of other diseases too.
Yeah.
So there's all these things happening. And I don't know if we're going to be able to change that by just saying, hey, well, let's be more aware and let's, So I think what's going to happen is, governments are going to have to force us to do it. And how's that going to go? How's that going to go? How do you tell people to cut back on things, especially baby boomers? And I'm one of them. We're so used to, we think we should just get everything we want, no matter how much we waste or, And I think the younger generations see that, like Generation Z definitely sees that. And, of course, some of them think that the baby boomers are the villains, and we kind of are, I'm talking about myself here.
I guess I'm thinking about, awareness, what people want now, if it winds up happening or not. That's a whole different thing. Because I want to get back to this, because to me, I want to tie it back into the song. It's like you have Aurora, you have a massive following, and you have artists but no, because I think it's important, because and it's not pie in the sky, okay? And I hear
I know you're realistic.
But then when you look at Aurora and you have artists, with massive followings, and Aurora, and right down the line, of where they have their ears to the ground, and their senses to the world, like these folks are like in tune with the problems of the world, and through their art, musically, through writings, it's getting out.
To me, I guess what I'm getting at is that, okay, so it's tipping a little more in the other direction, in the right direction, as far as awareness goes, and maybe even how it's played out in how we elect our officials and so on. But in my mind, from what I see, it's not enough, and it's not fast enough. And we need a radical change for it to really have an effect that's really going to do the trick. And I don't think, just based on human nature, I don't think we can retool that quickly and reset our minds to give certain things up. It's just in our nature. And I include myself in that. I don't want to give anything up.
Amazon
what?
Just Amazon. Amazon is like Amazon, the company.
Oh, well, I didn't know. Well, I just read an article this morning about the Amazon rainforest and how it's really not to be relied on for that conversion of CO2 to oxygen.
Right.
There's not enough of it basically anymore. So I didn't know if you're talking about the rainforest or.
No, I'm talking about the Amazon. That's like.
Hey man, those you see my new bongos over there, over in the corner?
Yeah.
Amazon.
Amazon. There you go.
You're right. It's just too easy, man. Yeah. It's going to be, interesting how things play out in the next decade or so.
All right. So I'm gonna.
Sorry to get into all that, but it's hard to It's hard to read about. And you know, I'm really passionate about this topic.
And I think the way you opened it up was saying that from what you read, she's very passionate too. I mean, the fact that she wrote the song.
You seem to have more tolerance for her, though. Maybe if I sang it to you, you know, I don't think you know, for some reason, though, I don't think my voice would be as good as hers.
No, because you know, I feel, but then I also, you know, I guess I also learned to feel, but then there's some limitations on how much I'm going to feel about things, you know. I mean, yeah. So you seem to be perplexed about that, but I think there's real truth to that. You know, I see the
Oh,
world.
I
see
don't.
the world. I see it. You know, I mean, yeah. So
No, I think I don't. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I am not smart enough to have answers
Well,
to
the end of
fix
life, as we
all
know
the
it, is kind
problems
of big.
in this world.
No, nobody's expected to.
What I'm hoping
People
is
do
that,
have answers. They just have to be listened to.
and they have to be listened to.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to try to believe in the next generation, and the next generation, and the next generation. And I think, you know, parents and mentors and teachers, and you know, who can influence our children. You know, I think that's the way. I think that's the hope. You know, yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm going to hang my hat
Boy,
on
that
right
was
now.
sobering, man. That was, this was a very sobering conversation.
And with that said,
go out and enjoy nature before it's
yeah.
gone. Yeah, I'm all doom and gloom. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so I'm going to take us out, and I'm going to say, Chris, have a good night.
You too, buddy.
And to everyone out there, have a wonderful day, wonderful night. And yeah, you know, Aurora fans out there, let us know what you think. And with that said, we'll see you on the next episode of Into the Music.
See y'all.